Now that we can save and load our game, let's add a main menu to the start of it. I'm going to be creating a brand new scene for this, and this time I'm going to be using the green node called User Interface. I'm going to start off by renaming this to Main Menu and saving it as mainmenu.tscene. There are heaps of different green nodes available to us in Godot, and they're all for controlling the user interface. In fact, the entirety of Godot, with all of its different drop-downs and interesting UI elements and trees and everything else, has been created with Godot control nodes. So it shows how powerful it is, and it's part of why the system is so good. It's because Godot uses it itself. We're just going to add a few buttons to our main menu. So I'm going to click Add, and we're going to look at all the different green options and just select Button. And the first button that I'll add will be my New Game button. And over here in the text field, I'll just give it some text of New Game. Now I could drag this button into the middle, but then it would only be centered on one size of screen, so instead the correct way to always center this button is to change its anchor preset, which I can do in two places. I can do it in the layout section. I have to change the layout mode from position to anchors, and then I can choose all these different anchor presets, or I can also do it from this drop down button here, anchor preset. And if I click on the center option, then it will move the little green X, which says where my button is going to be positioned relative to. That's its anchor spot. I'm also going to change the font size of this button, which is down here in this section called Theme Overrides. And I'll explain exactly why it's in the Theme Overrides section a bit later on in this video, but for now we'll just open the Font Sizes section and we'll change this from 16 to 32, and then we get a bigger button. Now I can duplicate this button with Control D to get another button, which I'll call Continue button. Continue button. And I'll drag that copy upwards a little bit. If I hold down Shift while I drag, then it should line up nicely with my New Game button. And let's give that one a text of Continue. And I'm going to duplicate it again. Control D, and give this button a name of Exit button. I kind of want that one down there in the tree, and I'll drag that one downwards, holding down Shift so that it lines up nicely with the other buttons, and then change that text to say Exit. Now, currently I can't test out this scene, even if I click the Run Current Scene function, because as soon as I start my game, the game state script is auto-loading and it immediately runs my load game function. So I'm going to go to my game state script, and I'm going to delete the ready function now that loads the game when we first open it. That entire ready function can go away, because now we're going to load our current game using this continue button that we made. I'm going to add a new script to our main menu, call it mainmenu.gd, and then the way to run stuff when I click on a button is to use some signals. So I'll go to the 2D view, choose one of my buttons, go to the Signals tab, and then I'll double click on Pressed for button, and I can get a function into my main menu script called onNewGameButtonPressed. We'll connect that script, and we'll do that again for the other buttons. Click on the Continue button, double click on Pressed, I get onContinueButtonPressed, and again for Exit button, double click on Pressed, and I get onExitButtonPressed. Now I've got three functions that I can run in my main menu script, one when the New Game button is pressed, one when the Continue button is pressed, and one when the Exit button is pressed. For the Exit button, we just want to close down the entire game, which we can do with getTree.quit. For our Continue button, we don't need to do too much either. We just need to run the load game function from our game state, and we can do that with GameState.loadGame. And the trickiest function is actually going to be the New Game function, because we want to change from our main menu scene to the next scene, and the cleanest way to do that will be to add our main menu scene into our list of levels up here in the game state script. So I'm going to start off this list of levels with main menu.tscene. So now when the current level is 0, it's going to mean main menu. And when the current level is 1, it'll mean our level 1. And when the current level is 2, it'll be our level 2, which is a nice update anyway. And now calling this next level function will conveniently take me from the main menu scene to my level 1 main.tscene. So I'll go back to my main menu script, and we can write our new game function with GameState.nextLevel. That will take me from the main menu to level 1. But also, when we start a new game, we want to overwrite the old save file with a new save file that records that we're on level 1. So I'm also going to call GameState.saveGame. That should be our 3 functions ready for testing. And now we're going to run the game by clicking on the Run Current Scene button. The easiest one to test is going to be Exit. Click on Exit and our game closes. We'll run it again. I can click on the New Game button and it should save a new game starting at the start of my level 1. If I go through to level 2, the game will be saved. Now I can close it down and run this a third time. Click on my Continue button and it will take me straight to that spot where I saved my game. That all looks like it's working pretty nicely. But you might have also noticed that we've got the score and the health showing up in the top corner of our main menu because our canvas layer is being auto-loaded. We do want to continue auto-loading our canvas layer, so what I'm going to do instead is in the ready function of my main menu script, I'm going to hide that global canvas layer by writing global canvas layer.hide. And then if I start a new game or continue a game, I'm going to write global canvas layer.show. Global canvas layer.show there, and global canvas layer.show here. So that when I'm in the main menu scene, I won't see that hidden global canvas layer, but as soon as I start a new game or continue my game, then it will pop up in the top corner. You're also going to run into a problem if you try to press the continue button when you haven't got any game to load. So I'm going to hide that continue button if we haven't yet created a save.json file. Get rid of the process function, and if file access dot file exists user save.json, then I'm going to show my continue button. So let's grab a reference to my continue button, drag that there into my script, and write continue button dot show. But if that file doesn't exist, so in an else block, I'm going to write continue button dot hide. So that when the game loads, either I'll be showing or hiding that continue button based on whether or not I have user.saveJSON. I have one of those right now, so I should see my continue button and be able to click it to get into level 2 where I've saved my game. But if I go and delete that save.json file, which I can reach by writing app data, then going Godot app user data sandbox, and deleting save.json, then instead of having the whole game crash because I've tried to load something that doesn't exist, I should just not see any continue button to click on and only have the option to start a new game, which will create user.savejson for me, so that if I run it again, I can go straight to clicking continue and starting my new saved game. The final thing for this video is to make it so that this play button runs our main menu game instead of our level 1, which it's been doing so far. And I can do that by going to project settings and changing which level runs at startup. In this application section, I'm going to click on run, and you can see it's got my main scene in there, but I can click on the file button and select main menu scene instead. And now main menu scene will be the one that opens when I hit the play button and when I run my game after it's been exported. So I'll click on run, and now this also will take me to my main menu, and I can start a new game or continue a current game or exit. That's it for this video. We've got a nice main menu.